Splitting and death. That's basically what it's all about for me. Splitting and death. A week ago, I'm feeling, I forgot what happened. Oh yeah, I was thinking about Isaac Cappy and my brother. And my mind went to a guy I left in Toronto. And I haven't seen the guy in about 15 years. He was 5 years older than me, and I met him in a rooming house that I when I went to Toronto, I started in a rooming house, and he lived right across, and he was on welfare, disability. He had an accident in the military, and at first, I had gone to Toronto to make, to become a corporate dunk, and so this guy's on welfare, and at first I thought he was a loser, and it didn't take long until I realized he was a genius. He was actually an electrical engineer in school, and then his father left, abandoned everyone, so he went into the military to support his mother. He had an accident in the military, and his life went downhill from there. But he was very happy. He was on disability, and I modeled my life on his. When I first found myself in the park homeless, I thought about Joe, and well, anyways, I looked him up last week, and he died. He died. I couldn't believe it. He was only 54. He was the guy who woke me up for 9/11. I was asleep, and he barged into my apartment and dragged me to the TV, telling me the world was about to end. And I called my brother from Joe's house, and we were on the phone together, and now they're both dead. And that really got me depressed, because Joe was a great guy. And I'm sure he died from his painkiller medication. He was addicted from his back accident. He was on pain meds when I met him. And just like my friend whose daughter ended up in a vegetative state from opioids, I'm pretty sure the opioids got him, because the obituary said Joe was found in his house. It said, "A wonderful man, he will be missed by his friends and family. He left us too soon." And it really brought me to tears, because he was a great guy. He was a great guy. And 54. I have a story for you guys. I don't even know if I uploaded the story. I gotta tell you, because I don't know if Joe had a proper. Let me tell you the story. So, he used to drag things in from outside. So one day, he finds the plastic, like a plastic bubble that goes over a van or something. I don't know, it's about 7 feet by 8 feet, a big plastic, hard, transparent dome. So I look at that and I'm like, what are you going to do with that, buddy? It hardly fits in your apartment. What is this? So he says, look outside my window. I have this area that's like the roof area, and he can kind of go on the roof from where his from his window, jump out and go on a little roof area. So he showed me how the bubble actually is about the same dimension. So he's gonna get some posts. He's gonna put the plastic bubble on the top, and he's gonna make a solarium outside his apartment. I thought, my God, that sounds crazy. But I guess if he was an engineer, maybe he can pull it off. Sure enough, a couple of days later, he invites me into his solarium. It was really impressive. So now he had a little apartment, and outside his window he had a solarium. A couple of days later, he drags in a hot tub. I'm like, dude, where did you find that? He's like, I'd seen it lying around in someone's backyard, but now that I had a solarium, I asked them if I can take it, and they said take it. They didn't want it anymore, so I'm installing this hot tub in my solarium. I'm like, dude, you can't really do that. It's going to be too heavy. The landlord is going to get angry. What if it falls through the roof and kills the person below? Tells me he's doing all the measurements and all the weights and all the engineering required. Not to worry. Okay. Alright, Joe, don't worry. A couple of days later, invites me into his hot tub. He says, "Come to my apartment, wear your shorts. You're gonna sit in my hot tub and smoke a joint." So he had a hot tub in his solarium. Here's where I get crazy. He tells me I just can't believe it. He tells me he's not happy that he has to go through the window to reach his solarium. So he's gonna cut off the whole wall, and he's gonna make it one big room. Like, dude, you really can't do that, man. I said, that's just not right. Don't worry, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. I'm not moving anywhere. The landlord knows that. He's not gonna have a problem with it. I'm like, he's not gonna have a problem with you cutting off a wall? I'm like, and I told him 100 times, I said, don't do it, man. I said, don't do it. You're gonna get evicted, or you're gonna get. He's like, I'm not gonna get evicted. He knows me. I remember going in my bedroom. In my room, because it was a rooming house. And I called my brother, because my brother and I really enjoyed Joe. Joe is really a very interesting character. I said, Joe is gonna actually cut off his wall. I don't think he's gonna do it. But my brother's like, he's not gonna do it. All of a sudden I hear a chainsaw. I'm like, Stu, he's doing it, man. He's doing it. Sure enough, invites me in. He now has one big apartment. Half of it's a solarium. He cut off the whole fucking wall. Anyways, he was that kind of guy. He used to sit on his computer and watch the weather systems, and he'd get so excited if he'd see a storm coming in 3 days. And I thought he was crazy, but today I do exactly that. I'm always watching the weather. I guess it's when you have too much time on your hands. Joe was an amazing guy. He was really a great guy, you know. But it was interesting, you know. Joe was also, when I think about him, he was lonely, just like I am. Even though we had a lot of friends around, he was a loner, I guess, by nature. You know, so he'd leave the house, he'd always hang out, he'd always see people just like me, but he never didn't have much of a social life. I suppose when you're on disability or on welfare, you're not making a lot of money, or just you've had a hard life. The idea of going out, making plans is not that great. So I couldn't believe Joe was dead. I really was sad. That guy was like, I'm like, everyone's dying, man. My friend Elliot, I grew up with this guy, and I went to camp with him for 5 years. We got thrown out of camp together at age 12, and Elliot died last year. It's like, I don't know how many people are even left. I have this ongoing horror story where I'm going to get older and older, and people are going to be dying around me. I mean, or maybe my time is just around the corner. I think that's what got me depressed. I realized, my God, like, I mean, if everyone else could be dying, and I've had my brother's dead, so anyways. So that's the death side of my thoughts. I've been so depressed. And then there's the splitting. Splitting is just terrible. So I realize it's just, the splitting itself is not so bad. It's just that it's exhausting. I can't deal with it. And it's not the girl. The girl was not easy. But, you know, it was pretty much over with. But my bird, she's right there. Half the day I love my bird, and half the day I want this bird out of here. Half the day she's enriching my life, and the other half she's making a mess and she's destroying my life. So for the past few days I've been sitting on the fence. It reminds me exactly when I'm with girlfriends. I don't know what to do. I feel like they're ruining my life, like they're interjecting in every which way, and I can't be myself. I don't have any peace of mind. I can't calm down. And I feel the same thing with this bird. So I'm afraid tomorrow I'm bringing her out, and I'm gonna let her go in the park. And I've done my job. She flies now like a champion. She is healthy. She's a great bird. I love her, but she also is a bird, and she doesn't really let me she's not warm. She doesn't let me pet her or, have to force my kisses on her. She's basically a cold animal, and she's very, very demanding. So I'm very afraid that I'm going to put her in the park, and because she's raised in a home, she's not going to survive. There's a good chance. Um, I'll go back hours later to see if she's still there. I don't think she's going to survive. She loves this place. She has everything, but maybe I'm going to regret it. When I came home once and I thought she wasn't here, I thought she'd flew away. I was so distraught for a few minutes until I found her hiding in a corner in my kitchen. And then I think I should just have more boundaries and put her in a cage, and that way she would be a lot easier to handle. But I don't know. So, and that's really been weighing on me, my bird, because I was getting myself slowly but surely structured, and she blew me apart. So I don't know what to do. And I just think about my parents when they had kids. Oh my God, they didn't want kids. They weren't even in love. We must have made their life miserable. I mean, it's so hard, especially my mother with borderline tendencies. I think my mother was borderline until no, sorry. She was sociopathic in her high school. I remember now. I shouldn't say that. She was major trouble for a girl. Yeah, so she got thrown out of her high school. How many girls get thrown out of her high school and get placed elsewhere? They wouldn't have her. So, anyways, this borderline is truly, there was, I don't even think it's a borderline. I think you know what it is, quite honestly. My ADHD meds are not working anymore. And this Seroquel I should not take. This Seroquel is not good for me. It puts me in this very depressed state, and it makes me even psychotic. And the thing with the Ritalin, it doesn't work anymore. I've got to take 2 or 3 of them for it to work. And I've been watching videos. They say the amphetamines are better. So I'm supposed to be making my amphetamines tonight because I know how to cook up methamphetamine. But I just don't have the freaking energy. I feel depressed, man. And it's like, okay, so there was that girl. I have a friend who moved back from Mexico. Hung out with him for a bit. And then, I don't know. Basically, I split everything. Oh, I know what to say. 2 other girls I had interactions with and pissed them off, and then they pissed me off, and I don't know, man. I don't even know what life's all about. I'm depressed, man. I'm depressed. I was just watching Daniel Fox, and he says that the anxiety from borderline gives way to depression. From splitting, and I think I see it. I think I see it right now. And I do think this Seroquel makes my borderline worse. It's because I only take it to fall asleep, so I don't continuously take it. Now maybe if I took Seroquel, every day, twice a day, it would work for me. But then I think I'd be sleeping all the time. Anyways, I really wanted to make this video for Joe, and just to say, I don't know if I'll be recording video. I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna get rid of my bird, and my God, I'm gonna be sad. But she doesn't love me. She's a bird. She's always slapping me in the face. I go over to pet her after feeding her and giving her water and letting her fly around and being so nice to her, and she slaps me in the face. She bites my fingers. And then I'm thinking, yeah, but if you had a baby cries, craps all over you, makes demands, screams, temper tantrums. I guess that's why I feel so depressed and shitty, because I'm like, do I have to accept I just can't have any relationships with anything or anybody? Look at my bird. Look at my bird. How could you not love my bird? There she is. Aww, I'm gonna miss her. Mookie! Hey, Twinkletoes. And she looks busy. Ay, 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 ay. Well, there she is. She's cleaning herself after eating. She's a good bird. Oh, anyways. Alright, people. I saw a comment about discussions. I would love to have discussions. I just don't have it. You know what? I record videos and I go back to either chasing cans or sleeping or watching YouTube. Another thing is that my friend saw my mother and she had a message for me, and I told him I don't want to hear it. But I've been thinking about my mother. All this shit. My God. My God.